Trigger warning. This video addresses sensitive content regarding traumatic childbirth experiences. This story serves as an example and is fictional. Jasmine gave birth to her child 2 weeks ago. The birth has changed a lot in her everyday life and experiences. Contrary to her expectations, she cannot leave the memories regarding the birth behind. She finds it difficult to bond with her baby because whenever she sees or hears it, she feels overwhelmed by the memories of the birth situation. The birth was not a nice event for Jasmine. Although the pregnancy was complication-free, unexpected complications and medical interventions, including an emergency cesarean section, in short, C-section, occurred during birth. She perceived how everything suddenly became hectic. Decisions regarding the next steps seemed to have been made over her head. During the birth, she repeatedly found herself in a severe panic and felt helpless. Neither her questions or her expressions of pain received sensitive reactions. Instead, she thought that she was treated like a piece of meat and felt rejected. She was in fear for her own life and the life of her child. When labor and birth are perceived as threatening and are accompanied by strong fears, helplessness, and marked distress, childbirth can be experienced traumatically, regardless of physical injuries during childbirth. Childbirth can be subjectively perceived as traumatic, even though medical staff are well prepared for most complications and may not always see a reason for fear. Possible risk factors for traumatic birth experiences are sexual abuse and other past traumatic experiences, excessive fear of pregnancy or childbirth, an unplanned C-section, and insensitive treatment by medical staff. Jasmine wonders what she did wrong during her pregnancy. She thinks that her body failed at birth. She also avoids talking about her experiences and feels guilty towards her baby. However, the birth situation keeps replaying itself in her head whenever she tries to sleep and recurs repeatedly in her nightmares. Such traumatic childbirth experiences can be accompanied by symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD in short, although not every trauma has led to PTSD. If a PTSD symptomology has developed, it is important to receive trauma-specific psychotherapeutic and/or psychiatric treatment. Other consequences of trauma childbirth experiences can include excessive fear of another pregnancy, maternal attachment difficulties, postpartum depression, or loss of sexual interest. Of course, the childbirth can also be perceived as positive. For this purpose, obstetricians can, for example, inform the person giving birth about the next steps before, during, and after the birth, involve her or him in decision-making processes, and establish a relationship of trust that is as stable as possible. In order to achieve this, the turnover of medical staff should be kept to a minimum. Furthermore, during a debriefing session, a safe space can be created for distressing emotions and the experience can be processed. Physical contact with the baby immediately after birth and social support from loved ones are additional, essential protective factors. For more information on PTSD and postpartum depression, you can watch the inserted videos.